Caitlin Clark is playing a game. And there's this issue with her and Angel Reese. There's this, Caitlin Clark pushes one of the teammates of Caitlin Clark. I'm sorry, Angel Reese pushes one of the teammates of Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark fouls Angel Reese. Angel Reese does one of these LeBron flops and falls on the ground. I mean, she learned it from LeBron. Fall to the ground. And the next thing you know, DeMarcus like, oh my God, she's protected. Oh, it's all because she's white.
Patrick Bet-David just destroyed Angel Reese in a brutal takedown that could stand alone as a halftime performance. Instead of simply answering, he detonated a truth bomb so large that there was no space for maneuver. To be clear, Angel Reese will not become Caitlin Clark with any amount of branding bluster or TikTok filters, nor in numbers, nor in influence, and most definitely not in public opinion. If you thought WNBA drama had peaked, think again. This most recent conflict is akin to what would happen if reality TV chose to collaborate with SportsCenter to create a shot clock soap opera. It's uncensored and crazy. And now is the moment to act before Angel pulls out another publicity gimmick that sends the internet into a tailspin. You know what I enjoy watching? Her highlights of the shots she missed. Angel Reese Part 37, she must be the worst shootie you've ever encountered. Let's face it, her first quarter was the worst ever. Began with the number 3 in the key. What if it ran? Shaggy. Remember to include the butter with the gloves corner. You mention butter because butter. As a big man, she's shooting 31% this year. It's sad when all of your shots are layups. Let's get started. Mebound. Bang. Another bang. Before it collided with the mountain of fantasy, Patrick pulled the emergency cord on Angel Reese Hype's Rogue Train, which is what most basketball fans have been thinking but are keeping their mouths shut. Additionally, the timing is flawless. A young sporting rivalry has developed into a full-fledged media circus, complete with Twitter altercations, racial hot takes, ESPN personalities sobbing into their ring lights, and political think pieces. These days, we play in a basketball multiverse where tales are more important than statistics and the drama never stops. If you agree with Caitlin, leave a comment below saying, baby goat over baby giraffe. Come on, I'm Angel Reese. Feel free to play it, she requires a lot of care. Proceed. Yes, I am the reason we watch women's basketball, and I want you all to understand that it's not just one person as the reason. Wow, that was a great move. The average WNBA audience was 7,300. Alright, an Angel Reese game typically costs $10,100. $10,200, they come to see her. Did you know that 15,300 people typically attend Caitlin Clark's home or road shows? Whoa, for the unfortunate people who missed it, Caitlin Clark, America's record-breaking darling jump shooter, and the sole WNBA player to earn millions of dollars again, was participating in a typical, sweaty, high-stakes basketball match. Enter Angel Reese, who seemed to mistake it for WrestleMania. If Caitlin is a welcome change in the league, Angel blames the weather for the burst of wind that topples the table. With a shove, a flop, and enough acting to earn an Oscar nomination, the clash was set up and the lights were blinding. If she remains fit, WNBA player Jackie Robinson will be Caitlin Clark. Some of them would prefer that she stay out, but why do you suggest that she will be? Although Jackie Robinson, the WNBA's first girl, isn't the first white girl, she is the first white superstar at the level at which she's hitting threes and collecting these points. She's similar to Steph Curry. She is the first real celebrity that people are interested in. When did we last watch college basketball? If I told you who the best female college basketball players of the past 30 years are, and you watched, you would say, I know her, she's our me. However, when you look at some of these names, you see how some of these people behave. Then Caitlin Clark emerged from the gates and displayed some figures. This is what really transpired. Clark made a mistake. Nothing significant, but Angel chose to act like a movie star by pushing Clark's colleague and then falling to the ground as if Thor's hammer had struck her. Even a soccer referee would have raised an eyebrow at the excessive theatricality. The drama in reality TV elimination shows has decreased, in my opinion. However, like gasoline on a blaze, this one play sparked the entire WNBA discourse. It's almost as if we didn't learn from last year that Twitter conversations turn into mainstream media conversations, because the mainstream media is still not particularly hip to women's sports. Caitlyn's hard foul, which escalated into a tirade against Angel Reese, set off everything we dealt with last season, and you know that the league is currently looking into any racism that occurred from the fans or anything that was said. They don't fully comprehend this game's world. The conversation abruptly shifted away from basketball. All of a sudden, everyone had an opinion about everything: politics, respectability, gender, race, and media bias. It was included in the mix. What started off as a foul became a political manifesto. The hashtags were remembered, but the score was forgotten. Headlines were more important than hoops. Alright, everyone, this is the letter for the investigation that we have been waiting for. We appreciate the swift and thorough process undertaken by the WNBA to investigate these allegations which were not substantiated, the WNBA says in response to their just-ended probe. Our goal at Gamebridge Fieldhouse is to give players and spectators the greatest basketball experience possible. Then Robert Griffin III, also known as RG3, a former NFL quarterback, ESPN analyst, and part-time Instagram philosopher, entered the picture. Brace yourself, he made the disastrous error of complimenting Caitlin Clark. Yes, he gave her compliments. Angel Reese cannot maintain the delusion that she doesn't loathe Caitlin Clark after viewing Caitlin Clark's flagrant foul on her and the events that followed. I am aware of the appearance of enmity. Caitlin Clark is hated by Angel Reese. It's not just any basketball rivalry, detest the horror. The social justice siren sounded in a matter of minutes, and keyboard warriors readied themselves for combat. Enter ESPN's Ryan Clark, who interrupted the argument to show me your marriage license. That's correct. Ryan claimed that because RG3 is married to a white woman, his assessment of Angel Reese was unfounded. Basketball abruptly became a sociology midterm. It seems that RG3 cannot give Clark credit unless his family tree meets specific requirements. What is known about RG3 is that he doesn't discuss at home the struggles faced by black women in this nation or the struggles faced by young black women and athletes like Angel Reese who were on the other side of Caitlin Clark's ascent to fame. Angel Reese was doing so poorly that it should have been accompanied by a warning sign, sending her off the court with a 22.7% shooting percentage. This wasn't just awful, this ridiculous distraction took over social media. Are we certain that the basket was truly awful? The only constant in her performance that evening was the bricklaying. But wow, she missed more than just a spam filter in your email. Today, Angel Reese is being completely destroyed for a variety of reasons. Given that people are now just calling it like they see it, it goes without saying that we will examine the backlash. They claim that, like Bubba Wallace and Jussie Smollett, Angel Reese lied about a race hoax. People are now calling for Angel Reese to apologize to everyone after the WNBA wrapped up their investigation and made their statement, but the story somehow shifted to paint Clark as the issue. With her ability to set records, attract millions of viewers, and prevent the WNBA from flatlining, Reese is called out while Clark is referred to as a queen. Clark is fortunate after hitting logo threes. We seem to be witnessing two distinct realities. One is determined by popularity contests, and the other by performance. Evidently, it's now debatable whether you can deliver a strong enough post-game quote about sisterhood based on numbers like shooting percentage and points and assists since you're doing exactly what LeBron is doing. With the miss, Angel Reese takes it up. She excels at gaining another offensive rebound. She responds with, "Give me that." How about another? Jones receives a piece for persevering in trying to pay it off. Angel Reese refuses to let Jones have another block. In the meantime, Caitlin Clark keeps turning up, working hard, taking knocks, and nevertheless being blamed for the league's lack of success in 2095. She seems to have created the league's issues simply by being there and doing well. Then, in a dramatic twist, Brittney Griner enters the stage on the left. She laments that it's annoying to have so many new admirers watching during what must have been a record-setting irony moment. Indeed, a professional athlete was fundamentally furious about her career being watched. Would you kindly send her a condolence latte? The fear of achieving success. All she desired was a peaceful afternoon game with her loved ones. However, the arenas are suddenly packed, and Caitlin Clark is solely to blame for attracting Brittney's annoying attention. Every time we perform for her, there is a rumble of noise from the stands. It turns out that thousands of people are purposefully just sitting there and watching, which is really upsetting. Don't play the game, it's highly disruptive. It's a friggin' game that they pay you to play. This is the offer. It wasn't Clark's intention to become the WNBA's trouble magnet. She registered to play basketball, but each time she takes the floor, she pulls a whole media narrative with her, much like a jet engine towing a broken airplane. Additionally, Angel Reese seems more interested in shaking things up and taking risks than leveling up. Meanwhile, because of their love ties, ESPN has an internal dispute over who gets to discuss her. By speaking bluntly and not hiding behind catchphrases or theatrical hashtags, Patrick Bet-David clarified the circus and made it clear that Caitlin Clark is the reason people are watching. Complete halt. Angel Reese's antics aren't helping. She is in pain. You cannot promote advancement on top of pettiness, and you most certainly cannot establish a league while disparaging the one individual who is genuinely making progress in order to potentially earn money. Reese has been outspoken about her poor WNBA income, saying live on Instagram that her $74,000 annual paycheck is insufficient to pay her rent. I just wanted to let you know that the WNBA doesn't even appear to pay one of my expenses. Reese's financial difficulties result from her WNBA compensation not being commensurate with her prior income, as her nil valuation at LSU was $1.8 million, supported by agreements with Coach, McDonald's, Reebok, and PlayStation. Although a 4-year rookie contract was $324,000 with $74,000 due the following season, I simply hope everyone is aware that the WNBA does not cover any of my expenses.